Welcome to our journey through the fascinating history of cars. Yes, cars. Those things you use to get to the shops or, if you're me, to escape a mob of angry farmers after a particularly creative use of their prize bull. From the humble beginnings to the cutting-edge technology of today, let's explore how cars have evolved over the years. It's a ruddy roller coaster ride, from spanners and grease to touchscreens and algorithms. Buckle up. 1908. Back when the most exciting thing on the road was a horse. Enter the Model T, Henry Ford's masterpiece. Henry wasn't much for frills. He figured a car should be affordable and easy to fix. And he wasn't half wrong. The Model T was built like a tank. But speed wasn't the point. The Model T was about freedom, putting the world on wheels and letting the common man drive. Remember that hand crank I mentioned? The one that took the strength of a grizzly bear to operate? Yeah, that was a pain in the backside. But in 1911, someone invented the electric ignition starter. Suddenly, starting a car was as simple as flicking a switch. No more broken arms, no more hernias. Just pure, unadulterated automotive bliss. It was a game changer. Picture this. It's 1930. You're cruising down the road in your shiny new motor car, and the only sound you hear is the wind whistling past your ears and the occasional backfire that sends nearby pigeons scattering. Thankfully, some bright spark invented the car stereo. It was a far cry from today's systems. We're talking crackling AM radio, making your favorite crooner sound like he was gargling with gravel. But still, it was music. You can now subject your passengers to your questionable taste in tunes, and that, my friends, is progress. Chapter 4, 1951. Power to the people and their steering wheels. For years, wrestling a car around a corner was considered exercise. But then came 1951, and with it a marvelous invention: power steering. Suddenly, turning the wheel no longer required the strength of a champion arm wrestler. Now, even the daintiest of drivers could maneuver their cars with the grace of a ballerina. Chapter 5, 1959. Buckle up, Buttercup. Safety in cars once meant ensuring the spare tire wasn't flat. Then in 1959 came the seatbelt. A simple strap that saved countless lives. Some felt restricted, like trapped in a giant handbag. But those who understood the risks embraced the seatbelt. Chapter 6, 1971. Absolutely brilliant. Before 1971, slamming on the brakes usually resulted in one of two things: stopping in time, or a rather dramatic skid that would make a bobsleigh team jealous. Then came ABS, or the anti-lock braking system, for those who don't speak acronyms. This ingenious bit of kit prevented your wheels from locking up, meaning you could brake hard without turning into an unguided missile. Remember when bumping your head on the dashboard was just a rite of passage for any passenger? Pepperidge Farm remembers. But in 1988, everything changed. The airbag arrived, a cushion of air designed to protect you from your own questionable driving decisions. It was a bit like having a personal bodyguard in the car, albeit one that only worked once and deflated with a rather disappointing poof. The new millennium dawned, bringing awareness of our impact on the planet. Suddenly, guzzling petrol seemed irresponsible. Enter the hybrid car, combining combustion engine with electric motor. It was like having your cake and eating it too, with a fuel-efficient vehicle. Remember when driving yourself was, a thing? Well, in 2014, Tesla decided that letting humans handle the steering wheel was so last century. They unveiled their autopilot system, a suite of sensors and software that could steer, accelerate, and brake a car with minimal human input. It was like having a chauffeur, except instead of wearing a uniform and cap, it was a bunch of lines of code and a very clever computer chip. And here we are, the dawn of a new era. The age of self-driving cars. Cars that can navigate traffic, park themselves, and even order you a pizza on the way home. It's a world where you can sit back, relax, and let the car do the driving while you catch up on your favorite podcast or, finally learn how to knit. Some might call it lazy. I call it progress. And there you have it, the incredible journey of cars from the Model T to self-driving marvels. From sputtering engines and hand cranks to electric dreams and autonomous navigation, it's been a wild ride. Who knows what the future holds? flying cars, teleportation pods. Personally, I'm holding out for a car that makes tea and can outsmart a particularly wily speed camera. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more exciting videos.